graduates, family members, Board of Education, staff, and guests. It is an honor and privilege to welcome you to this celebration of the 2022 commencement ceremony for Carmichael's Area School District. It is a pleasure to stand before you tonight to share in the emotions filling this venue as our graduates begin to write the next chapter in their life journey. These students will soon embark on a voyage that will test their limits, celebrate their accomplishments, and allow them to look back on their experiences at Carmichael's to build a better future for our community, nation, and world. To our Board of Education, thank you for your wisdom in making decisions that directly reflect the positive movement of our district as a whole. Your guidance has ensured our students many opportunities and resources that have shaped the educational experiences beyond our walls. To our incredible teachers, you have been challenged these past few years to transform the way we educate our students. Through these challenges, you have never lost sight of our vision to give our children unique experiences, to allow them to explore careers, but most of all, you have modeled resiliency at its highest in the way that you've accepted every challenge to make this district better and better. Carmichael's is a better place because of all of you. I truly believe that the students sitting before us, you can look at each and one of you and know that you were a difference maker. Whether it be that favorite elementary teacher who inspired you, the middle school teacher who cared for you, or that high school teacher who taught you that hard work is worth it. These students know in their heart of hearts that you have shaped them to the successes they have seen in our wonderful schools. I applaud your dedication to an occupation that makes all other professions possible and reachable to our students. To our men and women who have served, are serving, who are entering military service, I salute you. Being a veteran myself, I understand the selflessness it takes to shoulder the responsibility of freedom. The ideals that you have served under reflect the dedication of giving oneself so that others may rejoice in a country that allows us to live freely in whatever path we may choose. To the parents and caregivers here tonight, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to shape, mold, and educate your children. You're probably wondering where the years have gone. As you marvel at your sons and daughters' accomplishments, it doesn't seem that long ago when young adults we honor today were walking in our buildings to start their formal education in kindergarten. I can see the pride on your faces as these incredible young men and women are about to make the walk across this very stage and move into the next chapter of their lives. It was a pleasure to have the wonderful opportunity to have your children in our buildings. Thank you for entrusting us with this important responsibility. Lastly, to our honored guests here tonight, our graduating seniors. I want to personally congratulate you for all of your successes and accomplishments here and beyond the Carmichael's Area School District. You have truly made me proud to be your educational leader. I've watched you grow from your time in elementary center to tonight, and I am thoroughly impressed with your passion and your growth. This class has embodied the first word in our district vision: resiliency. You had no choice but to be resilient in your high school career as you maneuvered this pandemic. As a class, you had the challenge of virtual learning as your sophomore year, to the challenge of hybrid learning your junior year with the on-again and off-again cycles that were presented to all of us. I'm so happy that you had the opportunity to return to normal in your senior year. That's not to say that there won't be further challenges in your future. You are stepping forward in a time with enormous challenges, yet this is also a time when opportunities created by those challenges have never been greater. I have no doubt that your resilient nature will allow you to attack any challenge you face and come out better on the other side. So tonight, you're poised to start a chapter of your life story, and I have no doubt that Carmichael's armed you with the knowledge and skills to maneuver this next phase, wherever it may take you. For some of you, it will be college or a technical school to enhance your knowledge. Some of you will head directly into the workforce for noble professions that will allow you to seize success early. Some of you have chosen military service that will challenge you to make sacrifices in honor of service, tradition, and freedom. Whatever choice, whatever direction you choose to go, I guarantee that your world will change as you leave these buildings. As a result of your chosen path, our world will change because of the contributions you will make to society. While we celebrate your academic accomplishments and activities tonight, I have a few personal challenges to present you on your quest for knowledge and as you discover your own unique path in the future. Challenge 1, take risks. Growing up in a small coal mining town, I thought that I was destined to work in a family business. I remember my dad's wish for me to pursue a career where my face and hands would not have to be cleaned of black coal dust. From high school to college, my career goals changed from pediatrics to physical therapy to history, when my mom simply asked me to volunteer in a kindergarten room. And that's where my life took a drastic turn. I had written many chapters in my life after high school graduation, only to find my true passion for education. Although many of you have determined your next steps, it's okay to take a risk and pursue your true passions in life. Carve new paths, expect the unexpected. Challenge 2, notice the little things in life. More times than not, they have the greatest impact. As you move forward, the details are in what will make you great. I learned this lesson in basic training. If you're told to have a 6-inch crease in your bed, it means 6 inches, not 6 1/4, not 5 7/8. That fraction of an inch meant probably 100 push-ups. The lesson is in the details. If you're able to notice the little things, greatness falls into place. Challenge 3, work hard. Nothing takes place of hard work. If you want something bad enough, you must put in the work. Very rarely do good things happen to people who sit and wait. You may not be the smartest or the most talented, but a good work ethic will get you noticed. Last challenge, if you can be anything, be kind. We are currently in a world where it's too easy to be unkind to others. Whether it be social media posts to others who have different outlook than you, be kind, respect others' views. You do not always have to agree, but understanding another's point of view can make a big difference. As I watched you prepare the ceremony tonight, I felt joy. I saw you straighten each other's caps and gowns. I saw you hugging, high fives, the age-old signals of friendship and caring. I saw your enthusiasm for what you have accomplished. Take that enthusiasm that surrounds you tonight out into the world with you and use it to obtain your goals. Do not forget the friendships you have made along the way. Let this treasure guide you as you forge ahead with these new chapters in your lives. Now, whether these chapters lead you, whether it be the straight and narrow path, the winding roads and trails, the tall mountains, or the low valleys, remember your time at Carmichael's and know that you are always, always welcome here. We will be here to encourage you, to pat you on the back, or to pick you up. You are forged in a long line of greatness that being a Mike means. I want to leave you with a short excerpt from a book, The One and Only, by Linda Kranz. And in the end of the book it says, "There's only one you in this great big world. Make it a better place." I wish you all the best luck. Always remember, once a Mike, always a Mike. Good luck, and God bless. The national anthem will be sung tonight by Joshua Mix. Graduates, family members, and guests, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, and thank you, Josh, for that wonderful version of the national anthem. You did great. And thank you, Mr. Moorcraft, for those inspirational words for our graduates. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Walt Allen Stoy is a 1974 graduate of Carmichael's Area High School. Dr. Stoy is a professor and founding director of Emergency Medicine Program at the School of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences at the University of Pittsburgh. Dr. Stoy was the founding director of the Office of Educational and International Emergency Medicine at the Center for the Emergency Medicine, CEM. He remains the Director Emeritus and the CEM Office of Education. Walt's accomplishments in his early years in the School of Medicine, starting as a research associate, included the creation of a fourth-year elective in emergency medicine, as well as classes for third and first-year medical students. He oversaw numerous continuing education programs for all levels of healthcare providers. His primary goal was the creation of the paramedics education at CEM. His first class was 1982. Walt assisted in many ways with the creation of the Stat Medevac and worked part-time as a flight paramedic for 12 years. Prior to these efforts, a paramedic date back to 1975, working initially for 2 funeral homes based in the EMS system, providing adjoining the city of Pittsburgh in EMS in 1977 through 1981. Upon his completion of his doctoral degree, he was sought by the U.S. DOT and HTSA to serve as the principal investigator over the EMTB National Standard Curricula Revision Project. Following that successful undertaking, he was contracted to direct the revisions to the first responder EMT intermediate and paramedic curricula projects. In the later part of the 1990s, his efforts saw the implementation of the nation's first and only emergency medicine undergraduate degree at SHRS. Although there are other programs similar in nature, Pitt is the only one that has a Bachelor's of Science degree in emergency medicine. During the same time frame, Walt was finding his like-minded colleagues to create a national association of EMS educators. This organization has thousands of members across the nation that are engaged in the education of the EMS personnel. He has a rich history of involvement internationally in the Middle East and directed 1 project with the UPMC International. A contract was placed for several years in Qatar to enhance the emergency medical aspects, including EMS, emergency medicine, as well as the trauma system. At the request of the former dean of SHRS, Walt was asked to oversee the creation of a Physician's Assistant Studies program. The process started in 2008, and by January of 2010, the first class of 22 students were seated. Over many decades, Walt worked with various individuals to organize, create instructional material. Over 80 publications that included videos, textbooks, workbooks, textbook chapters, and instructional texts have been created to enhance the EMS domain. Walt continues to serve as site visitor and reader for the Committee of Accreditation of Educational Programs for EMS Professions. His efforts with the organization assist in ensuring the integrity of the EMS educational facilities across the country. Walt's most rewarding effort is his 42 years at the university, is his interactions with his students. His love for teaching will be in a place until he draws his last breath. Although he is retiring from the university, he shall continue to work with those who seek him to make differences in healthcare and beyond. Please join me in welcoming 1974 graduate, Dr. Walt Allen Stoy.
Good evening. It is great to return to Carmichael's, excuse me, and spend time on a field that I spent many years marching with the band and being here for football games and sitting in those first several rows and participating in the events here. Faculty, staff, board of directors, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduates. Congratulations on achieving your success here at Carmichael's. This evening, for a short period of time, what I want to share with you are some stories. Some will be about me personally, some will be about my family, some will be about my friends. I simply ask that you pay attention for a short period of time and hopefully gain a little additional knowledge from it. So for the graduates, basically I'm here just to talk to you. The rest of the people are somewhat incidental. I know the families and friends and the school board folks are here. But I'm here to basically really speak to each and every one of you. So what I'd like to do is ask you a few questions, if I may. Would that be all right? Good. It's good to know you're still able to participate. You're graduating, but the school system here did a great job with you. So first, how many of you already got some great gifts for graduation? All right, good. How many of you anticipate getting some great gifts at some parties that will be taking place in the weeks to follow? You, good. All right. How many of you expect to get some money? Great. Now, how many of you expect to save some of that money? Parents in the back aren't too happy with some of those answers, but that's okay. So here's what I would ask you as well. I'll get back to the money situation here in a little detail with you, but let me ask you this. I have two sons, Jake and Joe, and I let them know I was coming to Carmichael's to speak to the graduating class, and I said to them, I said, what do you remember from your graduation as far as the talk? And I thought back 48 years ago for me being here graduating. I don't remember mine. You might expect that. But for them, they're a little older, but they said, Dad, don't remember much of the graduation talk. They both went to college, and I said, what do you remember from their college graduation? Nothing. I don't remember any of that talk. And I said, well, what is it I would need to do to have the graduates remember my presentation. And they said, you'd have to do something pretty fantastic. It'd have to be big. I said, so like Oprah? Now, you folks probably don't know Oprah, but those of you that are out there, raise your hands for those of you that know Oprah. And how many of you remember the big thing Oprah did? You got a car, and you got a car, and you got a car. Everybody remembers that. And I go, well, yeah, okay. What else you got? And they said, well, Ben Grant in 2019 at Weill Cornell stood before the graduating class and let them know he was going to pay for their entire medical school education. How many of you would like that? All right. Well, I'm not going to do that either. So the one thing I know for sure that I told both of my sons, you're not going to remember this talk. And that's okay. I got to tell you, I have just so many fond memories of being here. And I got to let you know that I graduated in the top third of my class. Now, there's going to be a little test here when I'm nearly done. I'm going to ask you about that again, about graduating. Where did I graduate? Top what? Top third of the class. We'll make sure we get back to that. So here's a few things I hope for you. And I love the opening presentation with those requests for what you should achieve. I agree with those 100%. You should do that. Now back to your money real quick. For all the graduating students here, none of the rest of you, the graduating students, here's a little question for you. How many of you would like me to give you $1 million tonight? Okay. Or how many of you would like me to give you a penny tonight and tell you what I'll do with that penny is compound it every day for the month, for 30 days? Now, how many of you want the $1 million still? Penny. How many of you want the penny? I'm proud to say that they've done a great job educating you here. Why do you want the penny? It makes more. It would make you nearly $5 million in the 30 days compounded. So back to that money you're getting or have already gotten for graduation, saving. I moved from saving money and telling my kids to save money to invest your money. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do with your graduation money you're getting. Not all of it, some portion of it. And maybe you'll remember this. That you take a small portion of that and invest it. Right now the market, we all know, is not that great. But buy some good stock and just let it sit there. Because in 47 years, which is the amount I give you in time, you'll be ready to retire. Some of you a little sooner. And that way you'll have a nice little nest egg to be able to work upon. So let's move on with a few other things here. I'm reminded by a friend as well as far as how to do these talks, and I know I'm going to have about 12 minutes here or so, but I was told years ago what you really want to do is you want to stand up to be seen, speak up to be heard, and sit down to be appreciated. So I'll make sure I'm going to stick to that for you. So let me tell you a little bit of the lessons I got while I was here. You heard that wonderful introduction of everything I've accomplished, and it has been quite the ride. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you how the ride really started, though. And my sister, who's around here somewhere, there she is, who graduated from here 50 years ago, and me then 48 years ago, said that you ought to make sure they know a little bit about how your life came to be the way it is. So in '74, I graduated here, and I went to Cal U. Anybody here headed to Cal U? Good U. Good, Cal U. And why did I go to Cal U? Simple. It's the only place I applied to. And the only reason why I went was because my grandmother, Ann R. Diebold, was smart enough to save and invest money and paid for our education, my sister, myself, and had money for my other sister as well. Had they not done that, I don't know that I would have gone to find money to do it. I would have probably ended up down some other path. But in all of that, I would have had my passion, and I would have found my passion. And I'll talk about the exact time when I think I did find it. When I graduated from here, do they still in the yearbook, do they still put what you're going to do, what your intent is? Is that still a thing? I don't know, probably a bad thing. So if you go back and find a 1974 yearbook, mine says I was going to be an oceanographer. As you can tell, that didn't happen. And I went to Cal U where I took time and space. My time, their space. But it was an opportunity to find myself. I left there and went to Pittsburgh in '76. And after 2 years at Cal U, I started on an associate's degree in emergency medicine. And after 4+ years of education, I graduated with an associate's degree. The parents were proud. And then while I was there, as part of that, is where I found my passion. And I realized in retrospect, I found my passion here in Carmichael's. And the faculty, the staff, the students, the community, everybody had a significant contribution in making me what I was. Some of the most important things it probably taught me was a work ethic. Working at the drugstore, Gabler's, as a stock boy. Doing things around the school, the band, just the social events and other things. They were very important to me. But once I found emergency medicine, that's when things really changed and took off. It allowed me then to go achieve a bachelor's degree. Immediately following that, the master's degree. And immediately after that, the PhD in education and instructional design. And the passion has been lit ever since. And I have to admit, I believe that came to be because of the efforts here. Back to the students again real quick. How many of you are planning to go on to college, some university? All right, great. I don't have time to nearly speak what you need to hear from me. But for you and for all the other graduates and anybody else here that wants to, I ask that you send me an email. And you can reach me at stoy@pitt.edu. stoy@pitt.edu. It's kind of simple. Send me a note. If you're one of the graduates, just in the note say I'm one of the graduates. If you would, offer up a phone number. I'll call you. How's that sound? All right, so because I love being a mentor, I believe I have some sage advice for you. Now, for those that are headed to like the trades, let's talk about how many of you are going to be electricians or plumbers or carpenters? None of you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, good deal. I got to tell you, so I said I'd talk about myself a little bit, family and friends. So the second child, the second experiment, Jake, Becky and I, who's here in the front row, my wife, we kind of told him he had to go to college. And it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but in retrospect, he didn't want to go to college. He had the aptitude, and today, he's a carpenter. He's a happy carpenter. And I love the fact that he has a degree, and I'll fall back on it, particularly since a couple of weeks ago, he had a needle ricochet and catch him in the wrist off of the nail gun. But he just wants to be a carpenter, and that's great. Now, who here still yet thinks you don't have a plan? That's great. I never really had a great plan. And I got to tell you, it'll all work out just fine. All you have to do is find the passion and be passionate about the things while you're doing it. What was the test question I had for you? Yeah, I got to finish the math for you on that. And the administrators here are going to go like, oh no, what did we bring here? And they can go back and find the records and let me know about the accuracy of my next statement. I graduated in the top third of the bottom third of my class. And they go, we brought him here? But once you find your passion, once you're passionate about what you're doing, you can achieve many, many things. I've had great success in my life. My wife is here, who I met at Keysox. Now, Keysox is now the senior center, right? But in April of 1976, she's there, and my younger sister had me go, and I locked eyes on her. Boom, just like that. I knew she was going to be my wife. We've been married 44 years. Life is great. 2 sons, 2 granddaughters. Who could ask for anything more? The other thing I hope you're able to do like I did, marry up. Well, I'm running a little over, so I'm going to wrap this up. So here's my closing request for you. Graduates, as you leave the area and you start doing whatever it might be, I want you to figure out a way to be in touch with your parents. Phone calls are good. I know your generation doesn't like doing phone calls. And texting, I've learned to accept texting. Social media, I'm a TikTok freak, I gotta tell you. That I have learned more from TikTok than you can ever imagine. But here's 4 things I want you to do. I want you to call your parents, whatever appropriate schedule you got. Daily would be great for some of them. I don't expect all of you to do that. Weekly's good. And they want to know 4 things. They want to know, number 1, you're healthy. Just call them up and let them know you're healthy. Is that right, parents? They want to know you're happy. That's all we all ask for. They want to know you love them because they love you. And they want to hear about the appreciation you have for what they've tried to do. May not have always been the best, but they've tried. Finally, I was told by one of my former students who I keep in touch with, who graduated our program, went to med schools, almost done with his residency now, and he says what I told him was, when you find yourself looking around things and ask, how the heck did I end up here, you're doing it right. Find your passion, be passionate, and do it right.
Thank you all for those inspiring words. Before we continue, I'd like to acknowledge our seniors entering the military and veterans or anyone currently serving in the military in the audience tonight. Will you please rise to be recognized? Thank you for our service and commitment to our country. I'd also like to recognize our top 10 students whose overall grade point average ranked from amazing 4.366 to a 4.059. These students will be listed in an alphabetical order, not numerical order. Students, when I call your name, please stand. Audience, please hold your applause until they are all standing. Christopher Barish, Lily Bosley, Braylon Brozick, Trenton Carter, Ainsley Chadwick, Kara Dobish, Lauren Dobish, Nicholas Rico, Nicholas Schultes, Brooke Waters. Your class of 2022 top 10. Congratulations to the top 10. I'm sure your academic excellence will open many doors in your future endeavor. At this time, it is with great pleasure I introduce Class of 2022 Valedictorian, Nicholas Joseph Rico. Nicholas is the son of Thomas and Carrie Rico of Carmichael's. He has an outstanding GPA of 4.336. His school activities include senior class president, National Honor Society vice president, co-editor-in-chief of the newspaper, student council officer, a member of SAD, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Leo Club, Senior Standing Committee, and Prom King. Nicholas has been a foreign member of both golf and baseball teams, where he was the captain of both during his senior year. In addition, he lettered all 4 years in baseball and 3 years in golf. He was the first team all-county and all-section in baseball and all-county for golf. He has won multiple awards and scholarships, including September's Lions Club Boy of the Month, Dar Good Citizen Award, AP Language and AP Lit Student of the Year, a $10,000 Aspire Scholarship recipient. Outside of school, Nicholas has spent 9 years playing travel baseball, 250 hours volunteering, coaching baseball, working at the Dairy Queen, and Carmichael's golf course. In the fall, he plans to attend West Virginia Wesleyan College and major in history and international studies with a minor in legal studies. He will continue his athletic career playing baseball at WVWC. His future plans include going to law school and becoming an attorney. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you class of 2022 valedictorian, Nicholas Joseph Rico.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and the class of 2022. Thank you all for coming out to celebrate not only the graduating class, but what we as a whole have accomplished over the past 13 years. To the wonderful class sitting in front of me, I am so grateful that I had the chance to grow and learn from all of you, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for us. For me, I full-heartedly believe that I would not be in the position I am today if it weren't for the people I associate myself with. Throughout my time at Carmichael's Area School District, I have learned several key components that I will hold on to for the rest of my life. The students, faculty, and staff have let me grow and accomplish more than I ever thought was possible. As a school district, community, and support system, I know that Carmichael's is sending me to prepare and adapt to whatever my future has in store. There is one specific person that I feel does not get the recognition they deserve, Mr. Cranock. Thank you for not only helping me the past 4 years, but for being the best athletic director for the past 40 years. You have made sure that every student athlete that walks through Carmichael's Area High School has the best facilities, best schedules, and best experiences possible. You come to every single sporting event to make sure that every athlete is supported. Through the ups and downs of my athletics, you've always been on my side, rooting for me. I'm going to miss seeing your wonderful smile at all of my games, and I cannot thank you enough. A group that will hold a special place in my heart is the high school English department. All 4 of you have affected my life in their own special ways, and I am truly grateful each of you were a part of my educational journey. Ms. Hathaway, Ms. Rice, Mrs. Toback, and Mr. McCombs, thank you for finding the perfect balance between being a good teacher, but also making sure that each of your students feels like they have someone to talk to. I'm going to miss all of our discussions and seeing each of you every single day. My final appreciation goes to my spectacular family. To my sisters, Caitlin and Michaela, thank you for making sure I was always pushing myself to be the best. I will never forget when we were younger, and I wanted to be faster, so you guys would chase me around on a golf cart until I finally gave up and collapsed on the ground. Mom, when writing this, I had great difficulty trying to put in the words the appreciation that I have for you. You mean the absolute world to me, and I am so grateful that I am able to call you my mom. You have found the perfect balance between being a supporter and being honest with me when I need to hear it. Thank you for everything you do, and I will miss being able to see you every single day. To my dad, thank you for always making sure that I'm striving to be my best self. Thank you for showing me something that I love uncontrollably. I'm going to miss the countless hours of traveling to baseball tournaments, all the times of us hitting, even if I didn't want to, and overall, just being with you all the time. I love all of you with my whole heart, and I'm so grateful you have always been on my side through it all. Carmichael's is truly the best. The close-knit community we have is very empowering, and I find it amazing how everyone always helps each other out in need. As we go out into the real world, I believe that we need to keep these instincts because it is incredible what Carmichael's is able to do. The high school is no exception to this. Being able to go into school and feel the love that comes from every member of the school district is something that I'm going to miss the most. We are all independent and make our own decisions in life, but when we bring it together, we create something incredible like Carmichael's. I will leave you with a quote by Ari Penconvinci. Graduation is only a concept. In real life, every day you graduate. Graduation is the process that goes on until the last day of your life. If you can grasp that, you'll make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022 valedictorian, Ainsley Grace Chadwick. Ainsley is the daughter of Eric and Lisa Chadwick of Carmichael's. She has a cumulative GPA of 4.336. Her school activities include being the senior class secretary, newspaper co-editor-in-chief, student council member, a member of the Mike's Nation Live, a SAD, National Honor Society, and Leo Club. She has won multiple awards and scholarships, including Carmichael's Women's Civics Club October Girl of the Month, placing second in the History Fair, runner-up to the Teen Miss Dance Pennsylvania 2019, and Media Student of the Year. She was also voted by her class as the most likely to succeed. Outside of school, she dances for the love of dance and graduated from the University Pittsburgh Healthcare Scholar Academy. In the fall, she plans to attend Villanova University as an exploratory science major on a pre-med track. I present to you valedictorian Ainsley Grace Chadwick.
Good evening, family, friends, staff, honorable guests, and fellow classmates. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to thank you all for being here tonight as we celebrate this amazing accomplishment that we've all worked so hard for. I'm honored to be standing before you all. Rather than passing out behind all of you and messing up the live stream like I did at last year's ceremony, sorry, class of 2021, But hey, I've drank my water, I'm doing pretty good so far, and Mrs. Jarecki, I'm going to need you to be prepared just in case. This morning, I took my final walk through the halls that have become familiar territory to me these past 4 years. As I made my way through the school, I reminisced on my time here at Carmichael's and thought about the memories we have all made together, especially this past year. In 2018, we eagerly began our high school journeys as freshmen. Then as sophomores, we experienced a global pandemic and had to adapt to online learning. Junior year, we made our ways back to each other and eventually reunited for in-person learning. And just like that, senior year snuck up on all of us. This year alone, we have made countless memories as a class, from hosting movie nights at the school together to attending sporting events while screaming and cheering on our friends from the student section. We were even able to bring back senior trips this year, and we were fortunate enough to travel to Universal Studios and Cocoa Beach together. Then just last week, at one of our last events as a senior class, we attended a breakfast where we received time capsules that we created in Miss Huber's 6th grade class years ago. I took a trip down memory lane as I read the letter that my 6th grade self addressed to the future Ainsley Chadwick. I was reminded of my past hopes and dreams, and in it I wrote, "I hope that I can be a professional dancer someday, and I'm thinking of going to Juilliard when I get older." Also writing, "I hope that most of the things I talk about within this do not change, but oh well." 6th grade me might be disappointed to hear that my plans regarding my future are no longer the same, but to reiterate what I said in my letter, oh well, because I've realized that these past few years have allowed me to grow and develop new passions that may yet again change. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to change our minds over and over again. And these next few years are the times to make mistakes and learn things about ourselves we never had the chance to discover before. I wanted to share something that was said to me on my last day of gym class here at Carmichael's. Mr. Cruel was saying his goodbyes and wishing us all luck in the future, but then eventually said, "Your future will be determined on how you respond to failure." What he said resonated with me so much that I immediately pulled out my phone to make note of it, despite his no phones in gym class rule. And the more I thought about it, I realized that I have always been someone who is motivated by the fear of failure. But I also realized that it was a fear of the unknown. To me, the unknown was suggestive of failure because I always assumed that I was supposed to have it all figured out. However, I've come to discover that there is a sort of beauty to the unknown. The idea of not having it all figured out allows for us to be eager about our futures and opportunities that will eventually be presented to us. It's such a crazy feeling looking out at all of you right now. You guys are the kids I grew up with, the kids I laughed with, cried with, and dreamed about my future with. And to think that this is most likely the last time we will all be together. It's hard to come to terms with. Even from a young age, I dreamt of what it would be like addressing my classmates one final time. So I thought, what about high school was most memorable to me? It wasn't the countless assignments completed, most of the time late, or the sleepless nights preparing for exams, but instead, it was the people I surrounded myself with that helped me make the most of my high school years. So, I just want to take these next few minutes to thank some people for helping me get to this point right now, because without them, I would not be standing here at this very moment. To my best friends, you guys know who you are. Thank you for being with me through it all. I'm so excited to see what the future has in store for each and every one of you, and I'm proud of all of you. I will miss you guys very much. Nick. It feels like just yesterday we were sharing the stage at our 5th grade graduation together, speaking before this very class. Now we've come full circle, and I'm so glad to once again be sharing this moment with you. You have become one of my best friends, and there's no one else I'd rather be valedictorian with. To two of the smartest people I know, my brothers Jack and Trey, thank you for being my biggest supporters and also two of my biggest competitors. You guys never fail to make me question my intelligence. And you know what? Without Dad constantly comparing our report cards every quarter, I probably would not be up here right now. So thank you. Also, thank you for proving that I always had the best grades. Roxy, Thank you for becoming a part of my family and for stepping up as a role model in my life. You're my personal hype man and someone I can always count on for advice. And thank you for providing me with two of the best baby brothers a girl could ask for. They have become such a light in my life and motivate me to be a better person every single day. Mom, I quite literally would not be here today without you. Thank you for being such a strong female figure in my life and for always encouraging me to never back down from a fight and to stand up for what I believe in. You're the best mom I could ever ask for, and I love you so, so much. To the Ernests, Patrick, Edna, and Carly. You guys have become a second family to me, and I'm eternally grateful for you all. Thank you for being a lending hand in times of need and for treating me as a member of your family. I can't thank you guys enough for everything that you have done for me. I love you guys. Allie, my sister, my roommate, my best friend. This is going to be my hardest goodbye. Thank you for coming into my life in the 7th grade and never leaving my side after that point. I will miss our drives to school every morning, our late night tangents regarding just about anything in life, and our dance parties on the trampoline. We've created such a strong bond during our time together, and I know that despite us living almost 300 miles apart in the fall, I have no doubts that we will continue to stay close. Thank you to all of the teachers who have helped me, not only during high school, but also throughout my entire academic career. There is one teacher in particular, however, that I would like to recognize tonight. Miss Hathaway. There's truly no one quite like you. I'm so grateful to have had you as a teacher during these past 4 years. Thank you for being a shoulder to cry on, my personal therapist, and a true friend. I do not know what I would have done without you, especially this past year. Thank you for always believing in me and supporting me in everything I've done. Finally, Dad. Look at me now. I'm following in your footsteps. Villanova, wanting to become a doctor, and Valedictorian. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Salutatorian. I'll always be your little girl. Always. Just like you'll always be my hero. I love you. Class of 2022, it has been a pleasure getting to know all of you these past few years, and I truly wish we had more time together. You all should be extremely proud of yourselves for making it this far, but now it's time to say our goodbyes and begin a new chapter in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ainsley, for that wonderful address to your class. And also thank you, Ainsley, for the senior video. Those of you that haven't had a chance to see it, it was posted on Facebook today, and Ainsley worked on it for countless hours, so thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022 class president, Nicholas Joseph Rico, will now address our graduates. Nicholas has the distinct honor of not only being one of the class of 2022's valedictorians, but he's also been extremely busy during his senior year as the class president. He made sure that this senior year was organized and memorable with many experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2022 president, Nicholas Joseph Rico.
I like to listen to myself so much, I just had to come up here twice. As the class president, I would like to bring back the memories that I feel as a whole class we will remember for the rest of our lives. Over the past 13 years, we have all grown into amazing people, and I am so proud of all of our accomplishments we have acquired over the years. If I had to name our class, I would like to imagine we are the test dummies of the school. This began when we were in 5th grade and found out we were going to be the first group of 6th graders to enter the middle school. With this being said, Ainsley and I had the opportunity to become the first students to speak at a 5th grade graduation. But for the most part, I remember being angry because we were supposed to be considered the big dogs of the elementary school. Now we had become the smallest fish in the pond again. With this switch, we didn't have the chance of participating in our year of track and field, but we were able to have our moment at the 6th grade kickball tournament, so it made up for it. From then until now, our class has been able to continue making wonderful memories that we will be able to hold on to and cherish for the rest of our lives. While we might have bickered through some of our activities, I believe that we were able to make the most out of every situation that was thrown at us. Some of our greatest memories we were able to enjoy as a class include prom, our senior trip to Universal and Cocoa Beach, elementary walkthrough, Cinderella Ball, and personally my favorite, our time as part of the C Unit student section. Our athletics and arts found great success through the past 4 years because of all of our hard work and dedication we have put into it. Something that I find very impressive is the fact that every single Carmichael's athletics team made the playoffs this school year. I love the connections that we have all been able to build over the years and going to miss seeing all of you every single day. The simple things, like walking the elementary kids down each morning, cooking in Miss Robinson's class, catching up with everyone during lunch, Friday night football games, and trying to get the best parking spot. Being able to spend my educational process with you guys has been truly amazing, and I am so happy that we had the experiences together. We need to go into this next chapter of our lives with full focus on all of our aspirations. I believe that we will be capable of accomplishing everything we want to. We all have different paths, but we will look back at our time at Carmichael's with big smiles because we know how far we have come. Growing up in a small town is something that very few are able to do, but something that should be appreciated. Living in Carmichael's gives you the opportunity to create strong relationships with everyone in the town. While this might be a bad thing sometimes, I believe it is absolutely wonderful. Having unison within a community where you know you can fall back on each other is very important, and I am absolutely proud of our small little town of Carmichael's. While I believe that I am not the best person to give advice on how to move forward and strive to be your best, I believe there is a certain teacher who has affected all of our lives for the better, and she wrote an amazing poem that describes this challenge we are all going through perfectly. Ms. Hathaway wrote an award-winning poem titled 1 Year. A portion I would like to share is, "So I tear the record off, scratch the vinyl and tear the page. I write it all down, take a breath, prepare to change. It'll never be easy, starting over and peeling back. I'll hold it all in, remembering it's not who I am or what I lack. There's strength and experience, allowing mistakes to be a guide. Resilience is in the rebound, the result of a phoenix and its rise." Thank you, Ms. Hathaway, for sharing this poem, because the meaning behind it is truly sound advice for all of us. You might not want to move on to the next chapter of your life, but you have to. We need to take the experiences we learned from high school and rise into prosperous individuals who are successful in life. Being able to find your true self and where you fit into the world. The mistakes we have made in high school are learning experiences that will guide us. We need to be resilient in what we do and be our true selves. I will leave you with one of my all-time favorite slogans about Carmichael's, which originated in Carmichael's, so other school districts need to back off. Once a mic, always a mic. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. I would like to recognize our teachers seated over here. Our teachers are who molded your sons and daughters through their elementary, middle, and high school experiences. They deserve an extra special recognition for all that they do for our students. You are truly the heart and soul of this district, and thank you for the dedication to our students. I'd also like to recognize staff members who has worked countless hours to make tonight possible. First of all, Travis Townsend, Technology Administrator. I think he's had more microphones, cords, lighting than anything, so thank you, Mr. Townsend. Jessica Hathaway, the broadcasting teacher, and her students. Our broadcasting class and program has taken off. We've had countless hours of students live streaming, countless hours of videos, Mike's Nation Live, and the announcements. Our YouTube station has allowed thousands of people to be a part of our school community. Thank you for all that you do. I'd also like to thank Mr. Dave Franks and his maintenance staff, as well as Craig Miller and the security staff. I give them things that I want to see happen in tonight's events to recognize our graduates, and they make this all very possible, and I thank them for everything that they do. Now on to our scholarship presentations. In 1998, Michael E. Halupka, a 1959 graduate of Cumberland Township High School, and his wife, Kathleen Marinoff, a 1964 graduate of Carmichael's Area High School, created a scholarship to be awarded each year to an outstanding senior of Carmichael's Area High School. This scholarship is awarded in increments of $1,000 each year to the recipient in good standing at an accredited college or university for a maximum of 5 years. Before I announce tonight's winner, I'd like to ask the past recipients to stand and be recognized. This year's recipient is Trenton Carter. Come on up, Trenton. Congratulations, Trenton. In 1999, Paul and Dolores Jaswal Lavins graduated from Cumberland Township High School and established the Jaswal Lavins Scholarship in honor of their families. This is a $5,000 a year renewable scholarship to be awarded to 2 outstanding seniors. Mr. Paul Lavins is with us tonight. Can you please stand so that we can thank you? Mr. Heath Favrick, a 2000 recipient of the award, will now present the Paul and Dolores Jaswal Lavins Scholarship.
Good evening and congratulations to the class of 2000. I am Heath Vavrick. I'm a class of 2022. I am Heath Vavrick. I'm a 2000 alumnus of the Carmichael's Area School District. It is my honor to present the Paul and Dolores Jaswal Lavins Scholarship. I, along with Amity Fox, were the first 2 recipients of the scholarship. The scholarship was endowed by Paul and Dolores Jaswal Lavins, graduates of the class of the 1949, then Cumberland Township High School. The scholarship was presented in 2000, and since then, there have been 44 recipients to date. This scholarship allowed me to pursue my college education. I attended Waynesburg University, then California University, where I graduated with a degree in science and secondary education. I've been employed for the last 16 years as a social studies and driver's education teacher in the nearby Bethlehem Center School District. Without the generosity of Mr. and Mrs. Lavins, I may not have been able to pursue my scholarship in college education. The scholarship is a 4-year, $5,000 award. It is my extreme pleasure to present the 23rd installment of the Paul and Dolores Jaswal Lavins Scholarship to Braylon Brozick and Nicholas Rico. Congratulations to you and the class of 2022. And remember, once a Mike, always a Mike. Thank you.
Congratulations, Nicholas and Braylon. Thank you, Mr. Lavins and your family for your donation. I'm sure that Braylon and Nicholas will make good use of that in the fall and continue the success of all of your recipient winners. It is an honor that I get to address the class of 2022. What an awesome group of young men and women that are sitting here tonight. Woo, that's right. From the very first group that came up to the 6th grade to create our middle school model, to the seniors who had the ability to have a true senior year for the first time in 2 years. This class had a wonderful time creating some new traditions. This school district's pillars have 3 key words. Those words are careers, experience, and resiliency. Class of 2022, you made those words become a reality. Some of you, the careers you plan to pursue include military, medical, business, engineering, and human services, which are all wonderful opportunities that will allow you to follow your passions. I have no doubt that you will be leaders in these careers. This class has had more experiences that help them define their future pathways. Resiliency is the definition of this class. From that very first 6th grade class where you had to develop Carmichael's Area Middle School, to now graduating seniors who overcame so many obstacles caused by a pandemic, to the young adults before us tonight. They are prepared to enter a challenging world. This group has risen to each and every challenge they have faced and will continue to do so far beyond tonight. When I look for words to define the class of 2022, I would call them trailblazers. They created their own unique paths. I would also say talented. There are so many different skills in this class. And lastly, I would say passionate. They have big hearts and specific directions for their future. Class of 2022, you are hardworking, independent students. Through everything, we're resilient. But remember the importance of being kind and friendly while still having fun. Class of 2022, your time spent here deserves a lot of recognition in both academics and extracurricular activities, including the unheard of year in sports, where every varsity sports team made the WPIAL playoffs. We had WPIAL playoff teams in football, golf, volleyball, boys basketball, girls basketball, baseball, and softball. There are many athletes that earn scholarships to continue to play in college. I wish you all the best of luck. I would also like to recognize our outstanding band, our award-winning art program, the rigorous EMT course, our county-winning Envirothon, who placed 7th in the state, our successful esports team, our competitive academic and debate teams, our innovative students who created and ran businesses, the regional stock market challenge winners, award-winning book club, and our successful career and technology students who were given priceless opportunities outside of the classroom, which will make them very competitive in their future careers. Academically, many of you have challenged yourselves with college credit courses this school year. 35% of you have earned at least 3 Carlow College credits and or Westmoreland College credits. Class of 2022, your hard work has resulted in over $250,000 worth of scholarships that students will use in the fall. Tonight marks an exciting time, a time when each of you will begin a new chapter. Many of you have already planned this chapter, with 68% of you going to a 2- or 4-year college or trade school. 20% of you are going directly into the workforce, and 12% of you are going into the military, including the Air Force, Army, Navy, and Marines. I assure you that you are prepared for these next steps, as well as the challenges associated with them. Testament to your readiness is evident by the accomplishments of the Carmichael's area alumni present tonight. The foundations for their success came from their experiences at Carmichael's area school district. Remember, success is a choice, but with the foundations you received here, failure is not an option. Your success story will involve you having discipline, focus, strong work ethic, and the ability to approach every situation with a positive attitude. When life challenges you, think of this poem by Nikki Alling called Graduate. No matter which road you choose, no matter how long it seems, let your heart be your guide along the way if you want to fulfill your dreams. No matter the detours, the roadblocks, or the dark nights, continue your heart's desire. Lift up your torch and don't be afraid to set the world on fire. You are the light of a new day, shine for all to see. Carry your knowledge from this day forward and blaze a trail in history. No one will ever be quite like you. Remember this important truth. We all have a purpose in this life, and it begins with our youth. Who you are now and who you will become is determined by your soul. And with your dreams, in your heart, in your head, you can conquer any goal. Class of 2022, you will create many goals, and you will achieve them. You may struggle with some of them, but I assure you, with hard work, you will never have to settle for anything, and you will continue Carmichael's legacy of excellence. Good luck to each and every one of you as you enter the next chapter. Our entire community is so proud of you and look forward to your accomplishments in your next chapter. No matter what your next chapter involves, remember, once a mic, always a mic. Congratulations, class of 2022. Class of 2022, will you please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, these students before you have fulfilled all the requirements sent forth by the Carmichael's Area School District Board of Education, as well as the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Mr. Kevin G. Martin, President of the Board of Education, I now present to you the 2022 graduating class of Carmichael's Area High School.
Sydney Marie Ankrum. Christopher Paul Barish. Bo Camden Batis. Brandon Michael Bennett. Garrett Ross Baguki. Lily Ann Bosley. Chase Patrick Brinker. Grace Morgan Brown. Braylon Nicole Brozick. Easton Matthew Burry. Kaylee Louise Campbell. Nicholas John Campbell. Trenton Michael Carter. Ainsley Grace Chadwick. Emma Lynn Childs. Peyton Kathleen Christopher. Logan Michael Connard. McKenna Paige Corso. Reed Edison Dice. Kara Jean Dobish. Lauren Nicole Dobish. Caleb Naveed Caffrey Dobosh. Yeah! Asia Lene Dotson. Samantha Dawn Delaney. Jacob Hunter Eisenminger. Victoria Paige Ency. Alyssa Giseth Ernest. Jasmine Isabel Ewing. Hannah Elizabeth Giles. Michael John Hillier. Abby Jo Housel. Tenzing James Hauser. Jesse David Jones. How about Jay? Zachary Anthony Carrick. Barry Wayne Cabina. Drake Michael Long. William Lee Mason. Catherine Noel Matchis. Cody Stephen McCoy. Emily Haiti Mejia. Joshua David Mix. Kylie Abigail Morris. Ivory Elizabeth Nelson. Jonathan Dewey Oshkai. Taylor Michelle Price. John Jules Purcell. Gina Marie Reeves. Nicholas Joseph Rico. Kendra Lynn Rokovich. Dylan Clinton Rohr. Maddie Lynn Romanakis. Nicholas Andrew Schultes. Alexa Luann Smith. Elijah Stephen Smith. Jacob Ethan Smith. Michael Alexander Stewart. Canyon McAllister Swartz. Carter Mason Swartz. Derek Albert Tennant. Aaliyah Marie Thomas. Autumn Nicole Turco. Kimberly Renee Victor. Richard Jesse Lee Wade. Andrew Jack Waggett. Austin William Walker. Kimberly Renee Walker. Brooke Olivia Waters. Tamara Yvonne Willis. Dalton James Zuper.
Class of 2022, please rise again. By the power vested in me by the state of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you graduates of Carmichael's Area School District. Congratulations, class of 2022. Will everyone please rise for our alma mater? This concludes our formal ceremony. Please turn your attention to the skies for the fireworks provided to us for this celebration of the class of 2022 by the senior class boosters.